Coming up in this episode, Atlas gets hit by a giant tree trunk. The whole rudder shook very violently. The log must have hit the skeg at the back.
We get stuck in vicious countercurrents. Less than 100 miles away from the east coast here. Yeah. And can't go west, can't go south. We can only go north.
And will we ever find the trade winds?
There's some south-southeast in the forecast. 100 miles that way! Yes! Still raining. Raining, pouring. Although it's looking a bit brighter out there now to the west, just over there. Or maybe in an hour it'll be dry and we can get outside and have some wind maybe. Good afternoon everyone, it's currently 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday, May 21st, 2023. We're currently on our passage from Panama to French Polynesia, a 4,000 nautical mile sail. There's Panama, that's where we left from 4 days ago, and that's where we are here. The wind hasn't been that great. The first 48 hours we've had good northerlies, and then we've had the last 2 days variable winds, and now we've got southwesterlies. Up this way is the way we want to go. So the last 24 hours we've done 60 miles at 3.33 knots average. We've done a total of 355 miles in 4 days, which is okay considering what the weather we've had. Wind today is currently southwesterlies. The weather should be about 10 to 13 knots, but it's about 15 to 19 knots. Tonight it looks like it's going light, with westerlies and variable winds over the next couple of days, so we shall see how we get on.
We've got a ship heading straight for us. He's pinged up on our AIS. I think he's turned off. But she's got the engine running at the moment, charging her batteries a bit, because there's been literally no sun today. Got motor sailing. What?
What?
I would have a chicken stew for tea.
Not bad life, is it? when he comes past, I'm gonna do this, try and get him to honk his horn.
I doubt it. He's turned right off now, isn't he? Has he seen us? Quick update on the ship. He's turned right off like a good seaman. So he's not going to honk his horn, is he?
No, I'll give it all this. I don't think he'll see me.
Meanwhile, it's amazing with the engine taking over in forward gear. We do 5.5 knots, and without the engine we'll be stalling and doing about 3 because we're beating into these waves. I mean, the engine is literally just on above tick over. Literally use less than a litre an hour. We're going to improve our speed like 2.5 knots because we've got some of that oomph to push through the waves. Because we haven't got 1,000 litres on board.
What a Bowman 46. You guessed it, it's 5 to 2 in the morning and we're being hammered. It's meant to be no wind at all, meant to be 8 knots, getting 20 knots out there. They're beating into it. Waves coming over the boat. Ridiculous, isn't it?
It stinks the diesel, doesn't it?
Yeah, the diesel container we put on the side of the boat because it's leaking on the top. It's just spraying everywhere. So there's all diesel in the cockpit now. Good times. Oh dear, it stinks. It's meant to be like 8 knots of wind, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're going south-southeast or southeast now. We're going pretty much south. So Don't know why, don't know how. Maybe we're in a bit of a current here. I think we're in a current running down or something. Pounding straight into the waves. Reducing sail. I'm going to slow the boat down. How do you think we've got on over the last 6 days, Luke? 5 days? Yeah, 6 days tomorrow. Action! Wow, yes! Good, I like your opinion. I like
It's an interview.
Yes. I think we've done pretty well, haven't we? Considering
Yeah.
the weather we've been having and stuff.
I think we've been lucky with the wind.
Yeah.
We've got 14 knots now.
Well, we've had a lot of wind over the last nearly 48 hours now that's not really predicted, but it's been in our favour.
All our weather guys keep on saying, what's going on, because they're saying you should have southwesterlies, and then we're going southwest, and we're not having southwesterlies.
Yeah.
And then they're saying, oh, you should have west-southwest now, and we're going southwest, so we haven't got west-southwest, we've got west-northwest.
Yeah.
There's a bit of north in it. And somebody else says, we've got southeasterlies now. It's like 180 degrees on the other side.
Yeah. It's completely weird, isn't it? Random.
The weather here is not accurate at all. They don't really know what's going on with these weather systems. This is like a dead area, so they don't want to monitor it.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying, haven't I? Yeah, it's a bit odd.
Could just get any weather any time. Up to 20 knots down to 5.
Yeah.
In the next hour it could just drop off to 5 and have nothing.
That's a good song.
I don't know. So it's been interesting sailing. And when we get in that trades though, we'll be flying every day, doing 120 miles plus maybe. It'll be cold and then.
Omelette. Keep an eye on that, he's just flying. Big beans. This is hot.
Delicious.
Delicious.
Just finishing up the dishes and we just had a massive log pass underneath the boat. Heard it on the front and boom, and then as it come towards it went underneath, right underneath the boat, and the whole rudder shook very violently. The log must have hit the skeg at the back. If it weren't from the skeg, it could have possibly taken out our rudder. Horrendous noise. And then about 30 seconds later it popped out of the back and just missed Neppy, the paddle, water paddle in the back. So close, it would have taken that out as well. And then we were now thinking, oh my god, that massive log, you know, it must weigh like half a ton in weight. This person doing the boat, I wondered if it's taken out a couple of blades of the prop or snapped off a blade of the prop. So we just tested the engine and it's no vibration, it seems to be working. God, around here it's dangerous sailing. Massive, massive logs. Really quite scary.
We're on the south-south-east course and we're running out of space. There's land to our east.
We want to get away from the land because of that log incident.
Yeah. So the wind's coming from the southwest, right? So we made a tack and the boat will only sail north. You can't sail west at all, which makes no sense whatsoever. The wind's coming from the southwest. You should be able to make west, northwest at best with this boat. but we're heading directly north, and that doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. So at the moment we're completely stuck. Less than 100 miles away from the east coast here. Yeah, and can't go west, can't go south, we can only go north. So we're still stuck. Seem to be stuck in some sort of weird current here. Can't get out of it. Can't sail anywhere. Can't motor west.
Motor west. We motor west. It basically goes down to 0 knots, even though the engine is on pushing into the current. Can't do it. I'm facing west now on a compass, and we're going southwest. If I go west on the chart plotter, just west is nothing. The speed's going down. There's a westerly current pushing us on the shore. Pushes the other way now. Pushes northways.
It's a hell of a strong current, isn't it?
I don't know what to do. Can't do anything.
So after last night's shenanigans, getting stuck in a hell of a current, like 2.5 knot current pushing us to the east. We just literally finally got out of it this morning now. I woke up because we were just drifting overnight, nothing we could do, no wind then. Just had to do an emergency neppy control line repair because we were just drifting last night and we kept the boat kind of in a heave to position to try and keep our course, and that in turn absolutely destroyed the control line which was going through there. I don't know how, but it just mangled it last night. We put a new line on here, thicker line. Managing, yeah, 2.53 knots, which is disgusting. We should be doing a lot more on 12, 13 knots of wind. We'll finally manage to head west, generally west, out of this. And you could see this morning the spikiness to the sea and the raging current. So our plan is to head as far west away from this crappy coastline as we can and not come back to this current area. And then if we can head west, we're pretty south, so maybe I'll pick up some trades in like 100 miles to the south. It's 7 days tomorrow and we're still fighting. So today is day 6 and we've been motoring all last night and all this morning until about... Day 7, sorry.
You can see.
Till about 2 o'clock this afternoon we've been motoring. We turned it off and we have a little bit of a breeze. It's coming from the southwest. Today, overnight, and tomorrow is going south-southwest. This is what we got at the moment. Really tight onto the wind.
Really tight.
11 knots, and we're going south. And really, we want to be going southwest over there.
What was you saying, Ed?
I was just saying that we have so much going on, but when we get to eventually get to French Polynesia, by the time we get there, we'll age 10 years, won't we?
Yeah.
My beard will be all grey and Luke will be completely bald.
Maybe.
And look at our course. It is west-southwest, bordering on southwest. So we managed to pick up a southwesterly current which is running down here and around the bottom of Galapagos. And we've managed to move away from the side of Colombia and Ecuador because we were in a current being pushed east onto here. The wind today is south-southwest, so it's blowing up like this. Tomorrow it's south-southwest, but the further we go southwest, the more the wind is going to come up from the south, and then the more we come over here, then we'll have some southeasterlies blowing. So it looks like we're on target to get out of here and get into the trade winds, which are down here blowing southeast. Hopefully we can keep on this track.
We're having a fantastic sail today so far, absolutely wonderful. We've got 13 knots, 4.3 knots speed over ground, and the angle is 236 or 230s. So that means we're going southwest, west-southwest. Yes, I got it right.
The wind now between 12 and 2 o'clock, it's currently gone 12 now. South, blowing south for 2 hours and then going south-southwest. But the further we go west and south, the more the wind is going to come around to the south, and then there's some south-southeast in the forecast. 100 miles that way! Yes!
Yeah. After all the trouble we had back on the coast, which seems like getting to be a distant memory, not quite, but this is the sailing we come out here for. The fishing rod is in the water, hopefully to catch some beautiful tuna, because I fancy tuna for tea, and the sailing is wonderful.
got ourselves a stowaway.
What are we going to do? You can't get on that wire. It's thin.
Oh, look at him, he's all vibrating.
This is silly boom. Brilliant, isn't it?
Crazy, isn't it?
I got a fish to feed him. Ready?
Yeah.
Did he get it? I don't know, he went for it.
Yeah, he did. There you go.
It's our last day for a long time in the Northern Hemisphere, because overnight we're going to pass into the Southern Hemisphere, across the equator.
Yeah.
The centre of the Earth.
How crazy is that?
We've got something for Neptune. And it has to happen in the middle of the bloody night.
Probably going to be about 1 a.m-ish.
Yeah.
Like that.
I can't believe I missed it.
Literally just a second passing the Southern Hemisphere.
We've just passed into the Southern Hemisphere. Echo.
Ah, the camera wouldn't start. We're feeding King Neptune some
Cheese.
of the most delicious food we know.
Yeah.
Some of our precious, precious cheese.
More noodles.
It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 slices of cheese. We are precious cheeses.
Oh. Well, getting that covered. A couple of our beloved biscuits.
And some love. I can't believe we're sacrificing cheese as our most precious food commodity on board. Like, totally the most precious we got.
Yeah. There's some nice rum.
Oh, oh, disgusting.
Give him a good tipple.
Yeah.
How much?
Yeah, no, we done. Jesus. Looking at good old Neptune now. Rum, biscuits, precious, gorgeous, delicious cheese. So we've
Made some ceremony hats for this evening.
for the
Where
Neptune.
we sacrifice some food and blood for Neptune.
We should be wearing these hats all day tomorrow in celebration of Neptune and passing the equator.
Yep.
What do you think?
Brilliant. Wow.
God. You dropped your Neptune hat open.
Ready then?
Yeah. Go on in.
Bless you.
Okay.
Bless you, Neptune. Be good to us.
Precious cheese. And biscuits. That's crazy.
You want to do the tipple?
Yeah, I'll do the tipple. Here's a drink on us. Cheers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brilliant. Good fortune. It's a good fortune. Good Southern Hemisphere.
Wow. Massive. Look at that. Rusted to bits.
And as ever, thank you so much to all our amazing patrons for making this adventure possible.